everybody. Welcome to episode 90 of the Rich Dickman Show, the podcast. It is slightly better than mediocre. I am your host. I am Rem. That's right, coming at you one more time. I don't know, maybe we got 10 of these left. I have no idea. I think negotiations will start pretty soon, but we're doing this. We got a guest. He's here. Ray's here. We're all here. Randy's listening in the chat live. This is going to be fun. A great time tonight. Ray, what's going on, pal?
What's going on? Do you believe in life after love? Because I have that song stuck in my head and it's not going anywhere, no matter how many times I listen to it on full blast.
I mean, it's a pretty good song. It's a pretty good song. Whether I believe it or not, it's going to be like a very philosophical, existential question that we could delve into on our next 3-hour episode. But not tonight. Mm-hmm. Not tonight. We're not going to do that tonight.
And why is that? Why not tonight?
Because we did it last week. Ray, we did 2 hours and 49 minutes. 13 more minutes are on our Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. But we cannot, I mentally cannot afford to put that together. And two, we cannot afford the hosting space with our server. But let's not waste any time here because I'm super excited. And we didn't get a chance to talk to him pre-show. So I'm going to bring him in cold. Jake, I hope you're ready because I'm going to, well, actually, you got to unmute yourself, but there it is.
Hi.
It's Jake. It's Jake Williams from Bright Sun Films and the famous, awesome, amazing Abandoned series on YouTube. Jake, I'm so excited you're here. What's going on, pal?
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you all for having me. It's a pleasure. Not much is going on. What's going on with you guys?
Oh, you know, we're just doing a thing. Just doing our weekly podcast.
Just a thing. All right.
Yeah. Since we're introducing Jake, I'm Rem, and over there is Ray. Hi. I got to tell you, before we even start, I'm super excited to talk to you because I've been telling my son since you and I first DM'd each other. My son and I will sit on the couch and watch a lot of your videos together. And I said, "Hey, buddy, guess who I'm going to talk to?" And he said, "Who?" And I said, I said, "What's up, guys? Jake here." We love doing your intro. Yeah. So he was super excited to know
awesome.
that. So thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. All right. So Jake, where are you right now? That's a weird question. Are you in the States or are you in Canada? Are you kind of all over the place?
Well, I guess I'm all over the place, but I currently live, I've been living all my life in Canada. I'm Toronto right now. In Toronto.
Okay. Do you spend a lot of time in Florida though? Just judging by your videos and how you...
Yeah, definitely a lot of time in Florida. My girlfriend is actually, she's from Florida, so we often visit. And I don't know, I have a general fascination with that state. It's a lot of shady things go on, and it's just a fascinating place to spend your time.
It certainly is an interesting place. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming out of Florida. Just ask Hot Drummer News Babe, right?
Yeah, always. Yep, it's a hotbed of activity down there.
So you have, I'm looking at your YouTube page right now, and my God, you have 768,000 subscribers on your Bright Sun Films page, and that's just incredible. And
it's insane.
I got Ray checking out all your stuff too. Like I said, I've been a fan for a while now, and I absolutely love the Abandoned series. And what got me hooked a couple years ago was your video on the Ames store, because Ames is located here in my home state, was located here in my home state of Connecticut. And just watching you kind of find your way through an abandoned Ames with the mattresses in the back, and oh my God. So what got you started with doing Abandoned?
I think it all started with Disney stuff, believe it or not. It was kind of a weird thing. I feel like in 2010, I think, Adam the Woo, a YouTuber who I very much look up to, he made some sort of exploration in a abandoned Disney water park called River Country, and that sort of inundated my mind in just a bunch of crazy things, because I mean, having an abandoned water park in Walt Disney World is like the craziest thing in my mind, and it still is. So I was trying to find research on it, specifically videos on it, and there was only one video of a gentleman who was sort of just talking directly into a camera, sort of listing off some very rudimentary bullet points of the history of the park. So I thought it would be pretty cool to sort of format a show on YouTube where I would talk about these interesting places around the world, specifically with Disney stuff too, that sort of dives into the history and sort of presents it as a normal documentary would. And that's how Abandoned sort of got started. I started doing topics that were really close to me, like Discovery Island and Treasure Island Hotel? Yeah.
Yep.
And then I dove into other stuff down the line, especially specifically retail. I just did Sears, which was a huge video to tackle, and it's grown from my humble beginnings, I guess you would say, from the very beginning. But it's always sort of stayed the same. The principle has definitely been the same throughout the entire show, and I don't know. I love doing it. It's sort of like my amplification of my brain onto YouTube.
Absolutely. Now, so your first video was Disney's Discovery Island, which was 5 years ago. Ray, it had 1.6 million views, but you go to your Nickelodeon studios, which is up to 5.4 million views.
Boy.
That's super interesting. Wow. 5 million people, Jake, have listened to your voice and watched your film editing skills. It's fantastic.
Yeah. By film editing skills, you mean nothing.
Well, now do you do your own editing, or do you have an editor to do it for you?
Oh yeah. I'm a one-man show through basically everything I do. Yeah.
Because you can see the progression as you go. It's just, so did you teach yourself, or is that something you went to school for?
No, I was actually, when I started doing YouTube full time, I went to school for a week, to college for a week, in business marketing. So sort of not really anything that I was doing, in film. And, that didn't really work out. So I sort of just went back onto YouTube, but yeah, it's been I got iMovie, which I began on, and then I progressed on a Final Cut, and that is sort of just, I've built up my skills over time, and I don't call myself a very good editor at all, but I guess I've sort of, it's definitely all self-taught, and I've, figured things out over time, as you can plainly see on the videos through the past 5 years.
Oh, it's just fantastic. So what determines what is going to be a topic for Abandoned? And forgive me for just speaking Abandoned. I know you have some other things on there that you like to do.
Yeah.
But it's the Abandoned that I love. Not that it's the whiskey talking. Not that anything else you do isn't good. I love it, but I really like the Abandoned series. Okay, big fan. So
Abandoned series is the bread and butter. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What determines what your next topic is going to be? Do you have listeners or viewers now submit some suggestions, or you get tips from somebody, or you're just doing research?
Yeah. I mean, people are always suggesting things, and I definitely, I try and read as many comments as I definitely can. And I usually sometimes write things down that I find interesting, footnotes. A lot of my actually really big videos came from just me seeing one comment out of the blue, like the Tonight Show starring Conan O'Brien. That was a huge one that like completely never crossed my mind until I saw one comment. I was like, oh, that'd be great. But I mean, usually once I begin a video, it's basically down to what I feel like researching. I feel like if I'm not interested enough in the moment to research something, it's just never going to work out with me. I can't spend like 90 hours on a topic if I'm not completely committed in my interest. So I guess it usually comes down to whether or not I'm interested in it to begin with. But usually I'm pretty open to just about everything.
Does it take you about 80 hours or 90 hours to actually put one of those together?
It depends on the video. Sears definitely took me 90 hours. Videos lesser than that, usually it takes me about a week to do it. Obviously not straight hours, but it's up there. It takes a while. Like I said, I'm a one-man show, so yeah.
Well, that's what I was watching earlier. Oh, sorry. I was watching earlier and saw it was like going through it and thinking there's, so the first one that I wanted to point out was the Radio Shack one. Partly because my dad told a bunch of stories because he worked at Radio Shack growing up.
Oh, cool.
So it was kind of one of his first jobs. So I thought, hey, this is pretty interesting to see the lifespan of it. And, pointing out stuff like it was around for 96 years it's fascinating to think that it's been around that long. But as I was watching that, I see just tons of clips and video and just so much information that, I mean, I was blown away with the amount of information, and that was, I mean, it doesn't surprise me it takes 90 hours, but it does. So,
well, I mean, that was one of the things about Abandoned, where it was sort of like, as a documentary should, you're collecting information on a certain topic on all these different places around the internet, and you're condensing that into one informative show. So, I mean, that was the whole thing. And yeah, it takes a while to research this stuff, and it definitely takes a while to get your facts straight as well, especially when it comes to corporations and their numbers, because you will see all types of reporting on different numbers. I definitely with Sears, like there's different articles all over the place that report different store numbers and store closures and profit and all that. It definitely takes a while to get things right.
Oh, definitely. Well, so the follow up to that is, have you, because it can take so much time, and obviously you know, in my opinion, the quality that you're putting out is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So do you end up getting to the point where you're, you know, investing a decent amount of time, and then you kind of go, yeah, I can't find enough video or information, and you, I guess, get to a dead end?
That's a very scary moment to get to, because I get a lot of people who want me to do certain topics, especially media topics like movies that never happened or something. And it always comes down to like, there really is nothing for me to present this with, because I don't have the resources to go to Walt Disney Studios or Universal Pictures or whatever, and you know, get these concept drawings or whatever. So it's kind of hard for me to provide this media. And there's definitely obscure abandoned places in the world that it's just like, it's next to impossible. I was really proud of myself, and I actually did have a few researchers with me on that project. The Treasure Key video, which was Premier Cruise Line's private island. That was like a place that no one heard of. There was just like 2 articles online about it. And we did some serious digging and uncovered all of this crazy stuff about it. And that was like one of the most proud videos I've ever been over, just because we uncovered so many things that otherwise would have been lost in time. And that's one of the cool feelings. That's one of the cool things about Abandon that we can do. And, you know, it's, I like stuff like that.
Now, I might be slightly jumping on line here. You said we. Do you have somebody that gives you a hand with this, or is it still just you?
So most of the videos are me. I used to have between, I don't know what the Abandoned episodes would be, but about 2 years ago, we set up some sort of rudimentary research team where myself and a few others that we sort of just selected over time had come together and sort of just made some documents every other Abandoned episode or so, and sort of just broke down some of the information. It was a way for me to try and find information that I would skip over by accident or whatever, or find pictures or media that I wouldn't necessarily come across myself. But we haven't really, I haven't talked to that team in a while. I think everyone's sort of just dispersed over time. Yeah. So
friends.
That's unfortunate.
Jake, how many laws have you broken getting into some of these places?
Thousands. No, I don't know.
We can bleep that out. We can bleep that out.
No, I don't know. Usually when it comes down to going into abandoned places, we're documenting a place. It's sort of like a guerrilla style way of filming things. At the same time, though, there's a huge difference from kids going into an abandoned building, setting things on fire or spray painting stuff and, you know, whatever, vandalization, compared to people with cameras going in, documenting, touching nothing, and then leaving. I've always been under the impression that regardless of the legality of things, I think these derelict buildings should be captured in some way. And I think the way we do it is very respectful. And I think we take whatever precautions are necessary to, if it's a sketchy situation, then we won't do it. If it's a situation where 1,000 people have been inside this place already or whatever, I think we're a lot more comfortable doing stuff like that. I've never come into, you know, any trouble through my past, so I've been very lucky with it. But I think if we go the same way we've been going with being respectful to the location, being respectful to the people around it, we'll be probably fine. Hopefully fine. Yeah.
I think what drew me most to the Abandoned series is that, probably like you, I have a fascination with things that are frozen in time. You walk into a place. I've moved several times in my life, and even just walking into somebody's old house and seeing the things they left behind, just, oh man, I wonder where this came from. Why is that issue of Swank magazine under the couch over there? And I've done construction with my father where we've had to go into old buildings and rehab them or knock something down or whatever it was.
Right.
So that exploration and finding that moment that's just frozen there forever. You did the abandoned home, the lost in time, terrifying abandoned home.
Yeah.
And within that house, you found cassette tapes that the gentleman had recorded who probably lived there, along with the pictures of all the dead animals and everything.
Man, what a crazy place.
Yeah. So can you talk more about that? Like, where was that and how did you even come across it? And did you ever get any closure, like who the person was and why were there cassette tapes recorded and pictures of posed dead animals all over the place?
Oh my God. You just opened a can of worms. Okay. So that place, is a residential home. I'm not sure if it's there anymore. But it was, man, that was last year. Holy crap. Man, time flies. Jeez.
Yeah, it does.
That was a place in a town called Canfield, Ontario. I feel pretty confident saying that because it's very rural and I don't think many people are going to make the journey out there. So,
don't worry.
It was an interesting home because it's this place on a country road in the middle of nowhere. And, my friend Brennan, who runs Uncharted Travel on YouTube, he found the place through his methods. I don't know. And he brought me there one day. I didn't intend to film anything. I sort of just wanted to hang around and, maybe take a few pictures or whatever. And as soon as we got into this building, it's like we start finding these photographs on the ground, and there's first of all, you walk in and there's tons of stuff everywhere. Not only that, there's beds everywhere. There's like 8 beds in this home. And the entire top floor is all pink. And it's like, what's going on in this home? There's like in the front porch, there's 2 beds that are just in deplorable condition. And then we start opening scrapbooks and there's pictures of like women and there's autographs of these news reporters. There's pictures that look like they're straight out of Poltergeist. We're like, what the heck is going on in this building?
Nice.
So my thing, and by the way, we find all these tapes across the floor too. And as soon as we left that building, I was with Brennan. I was like, we got to go back here at night and I got to film this place. So, the thing was though, there was a raccoon in in between the top floor and the bottom, like the floorboards of the top floor. So I was like, man, if we come back here at night, that raccoon is probably going to kill us. So I was like, all right, I'm going to fly my friend down from Florida, Matt Sonswa. I'm going to fly him down from Florida. So we have this whole huge thing planned. I got a friend that I flew down just for this video. We're like, all right, we're going at 5 a.m. We're going to get inside this building. We're going to film it and then try and get out as quick as possible. Hopefully we don't have to fight a raccoon. And everything's going to plan until that night when like an unprecedented snowstorm comes by. So we're not able to do it. We have to do it the afternoon after. And then we get inside and I brought a tape recorder with me so we can actually try and listen to these tapes. And we're in here. And first of all, we get to the building and stuff's been moved from the past 3 days that I was there last. So that freaks me out. All of a sudden, I'm like, who has been in this building in the past 3 days? Snow's like blanketing everything. We're inside this building. We're playing these haunting tapes. I mean, these are from the late 90s or mid to late 90s of this man. His name, oh man, what was his name?
Was it George something?
No, it's not. Crap, what was his name?
That's okay. People can watch it.
It'll
on
come
the
to
YouTube
me.
channel.
Yeah.
So we're listening to this gentleman's name. it's very interesting to listen to the person who once lived in this building, because you're literally listening to another time. And as you stand inside the living room of this, destroyed farm home, it's like, man, it's just like, it takes you out of reality. It's so different than what you're standing in now.
What was he talking about?
So in one of the tapes, there's actually a few terrifying tapes. The first tape we listened to was titled "Mouse Stuck on Tape" or something, and all it was a recording of a struggling mouse stuck on a piece of tape. It's like, oh my God, what the hell? And then there's other tapes of him talking to a woman, which my mother's in the medical field, so she had theorized that it was a medical or a social worker coming by and talking to him. He's talking about how he's only had one girlfriend in his life, and how he was talking about it, or he was talking about her as if it was like the 1930s when this happened. He's talking about a girl who was murdered in Brampton, Ontario. Very weird thing to bring up. It's just bizarre things.
Amazing.
Talking about.
Right, you got to check that one out.
Yeah, this one's
you gotta watch it. It's just, but the whole place is terrifying. The whole time we were in there, it was just utter chaos and angst, and we're just ready to get out. Oh man, it was that place was completely insane. I'm happy I never have to go back there. I was scared because I brought home some of the tapes so I could listen to it on a live stream. And the whole time I was like, I'm cursed. These tapes are here in my home. I'm cursed with the ghost of that guy. It wasn't a fun experience. I had to bring back those tapes so I could feel good about myself afterwards. Yeah,
I'm scrolling through these so I can remind myself of the questions I wanted to ask, and I'm just looking at the total views for your different videos and how they vary, and just, if we ever talk again, Jake, and we're offline, I'd love to talk about the analytics and the metrics behind all of this, because that's going to drive you crazy when you get 5 million views on one, and then like the most interesting one is the abandoned house, and it's 219,000. But that's a question for another time. I don't want to bog you down with that nonsense. But there was another one you did. I can't remember which one now, because I've seen so many of them. They all get confused. But you and your gang were walking through something. God, I don't remember.
Okay, something.
But something, yeah, definitely something. Yeah, so we're halfway there. But you walked into a room, and there was a woman staying in a room that you weren't expecting to find. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
That was in Detroit.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that was the airport motel in Detroit. Yeah, that was a sad sight, huh?
Yeah, it certainly was. But was there anything more? Did she start following you guys, or did she just go back to her drug-addled slumber?
No, Brennan was with me, and he opened the door to one of the motel rooms on the second floor. This place was unbelievably just decayed. You couldn't breathe. It blew my mind, because this woman was in there, and we couldn't breathe inside this building without a respirator. The mold was just awful. Yeah. So he opens this door, and this woman is like, sir, I think the only thing, he's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. He freaked the hell out of him. And she's like, do you have any water? And we both said, no, we don't have any water with us. She's like, she makes a comment about how she's naked in bed, which was kind of freaking me out. So I was like, here's $20, ma'am. We just walk out. And as we're walking out of this abandoned building, I guess her boyfriend or something walks through, this big burly man, like obviously homeless. He walks through, is like, how are you doing? Jeez, it's just a terrible, sad sight. That was, that was like East Detroit. I think just two people living in an abandoned motel. It's not good. You
could spend a lot of time in Detroit for these places, it seems, though. So, gosh, I'm sorry. If you've done an interview before, you've been asked this, I'm sure, but the most horrible smell you've encountered, where and what?
God. We were in an abandoned, where was that? Oh, that was East Cleveland. Oh God, yeah. East Cleveland's a rough place, but East Cleveland has this abandoned.
It has its own smell. Oh, sorry.
just all of East Cleveland.
East Cleveland.
No, we were inside this abandoned apartment complex. It's on the channel, but I didn't include this because it wasn't really anything. But we were convinced there was a body of something.
Oh, jeez.
The lobby of this abandoned apartment complex. The smell of whatever was decaying in the elevator shaft of that building not only was freaking us out, but I mean, it smelled like death. It was just an awful odor of, well, death. Yeah. It wasn't good. Yeah. Jeez.
So what, so you kind of alternate between visiting sites and just doing like a documentary style with pictures and video and stuff. What determines the difference? Is it just as simple as logistics, being able to get to the location, or maybe the thing doesn't exist anymore?
Logistics is definitely a thing. It's making the video itself. It takes a lot of time. So usually I have to go. Every other video is a long commentary video, and then going, as weird as it sounds, going to a place and filming it and then editing it is actually easier than making an abandoned episode. So
I imagine
that's usually I wouldn't say filler, but it fills in the spot where a normal high quality video would go.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like to make them all high quality, but only some I could spend a week on, and then others I can spend 3 days on. So it's
I totally get it, man. It's so much easier to sit here and just bullshit with Ray for an hour and a half rather than research things and have to bring content in. So I totally get you. Hey, podcasting is a true art. I'm all about it. All the respect to you guys. Oh, please. This stuff's easy. We just find porn stars interview and interview.
I mean, we definitely put in at least 90 hours per episode, and we release weekly episodes. So, I mean, you're right. Like when he says he means me, Rem. So he doesn't do shit over there. Hey, don't let him fool you. Rem's over here talking shit about asking these smelling questions. I don't even have a sense of smell. He's just being a dick. But if you need someone to go with you to venture into those smelly areas, I'm your man.
That's a good
Ray
point.
Doesn't smell.
Yeah, I don't care.
Wait, so how do you taste things?
Taste buds.
Oh yeah.
But you got to smell to taste things.
No, your tongue has. This is we can get into this. The tongue has taste buds. Okay, so I can taste. It's got to be different than whatever everyone else experiences, but I can still taste. I'm normal-ish.
Ray's basically got a superpower, which is awesome. But he stole my thought, Ray. I was going to close, and I'm not ready to close yet. But I was going to tell Jake, if you're ever in the Northeast, hit me up. I don't want to do anything but just like walk around with you, and I'll hold a camera and help out as much as I can because this is so interesting. I'd love to.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I'm just inviting myself along, Jake.
Hey, so here's a one for you. If we're just inviting you to places as one does. Hey, so up here in Northern California, where I'm at, they started in Auburn, which is a little bit outside of Sacramento. They started to build a dam. So they actually built. They bored in and I don't know, like inside the mountain, I guess. There's paths that go in there, and I actually went in there one time and started walking. I mean, it goes further than I could see. I didn't have a flashlight, but I mean, like a half-built dam that's
really
just hanging out there. Just nothing's happened for, I don't know, 30, 40 years.
Are there homeless people, Ray?
Well, that's why I didn't go too far in because I didn't have lights.
If there's no homeless people, Jake's not interested in your nonsense.
Yeah, I only go to places with homeless people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In our live show chat room, Jake, our buddy Randy has a old Martins building out in Ohio, in Portsmouth, Ohio. That whole area, Ohio. Yeah, Cleveland is in Ohio, right? And then Michigan and Ohio. They're all really shitty areas, and you probably find a lot of great things to go check out. No offense, Randy, we love you. Your video on Centralia was probably the most fascinating one I've watched, and that was just a month ago.
Really?
And that was, Ray, if you haven't seen this one yet, there was it's a coal mining town, and the coal mine caught on fire, and they never put the fire out. In fact, it's probably still burning to this day. And they had, slowly, little by little, the whole town left. The whole town just disappeared because people had to move out. Yeah. So, Jake, how did Centralia wind up in your purview?
I mean, Centralia is like one of the most iconic, in terms of the scope of what happened, abandoned places in America, I would say. So that's always been, it's always been suggested. It's always been something that I've wanted to do, but, I don't know. I just never really got around to it. So I thought for December, what a great way to do episode 49 would be to do Centralia. So, I wasn't completely sold on the fact that I would be super interested into it, but as soon as I started researching, I mean, it is genuinely a very just unprecedented, fascinating place. I mean, this is a town that was just abandoned because it caught on a fire started underground and everyone slowly just evacuated over like the course of 30 years. It's just bizarre. What a weird place.
Was it like there's 2 houses left in the whole town?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 2 homes and a fire department still there, ironically.
I've never heard of this place. Everything is fascinating right now. Everything is blowing my mind. Like you need to understand that, Jake, what you're creating is a YouTube channel that is its own rabbit hole. People will be like, hey, I got on YouTube and I went down the rabbit hole, but you don't even have to change channels and you can go down a rabbit hole. Like I'm probably going to be up all night now, like literally until morning watching videos and just wide-eyed, oh man, this is amazing. No,
Ray, I've sat on the couch with my 11-year-old son just watching Jake's videos. And Jake, we get a kick out of your intro. I'm sorry. I know I said it already.
I hope so. But everyone's torn on it. So thank you all so much.
Would you be able? All right. We did this. We had, we had an adult film star on with us a couple weeks ago.
I know where
we got her to record. Okay. Would you be able to do What's Up, guys? This is Jake Williams and you're listening to The Rich Dickman Show.
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay. All right.
What's up, guys? My name is Jake, and you're watching The Rich Dickman Show.
Beautiful. I'm gonna.
That was a little more voice podcaster voice than I expected it was going to be, but the voice takes me.
It was delightful. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I'm gonna play that for my son. He's gonna get a kick out of it, so I appreciate it. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna use that from whenever we feel like it. Now, Jake.
There you go. Perfect.
We own that. Yes, sir.
That's your own sound.
We own your voice.
We're in 2020. You've done 50 episodes of Abandoned. So what's next? And I know you've got something you're announcing soon, and this won't.
Tomorrow,
just so you know. Okay, so this won't release until after you make your announcement. So if you want to make your announcement,
I'll be making the announcement now, even though not really. No, we're making a feature-length documentary. We're taking Abandoned and sort of expanding it into something that is like way beyond anything I've ever done. But it's going to be really, really cool. I'm super excited for it. This is something that's it's not a YouTube project. It's not really anything I've ever done. This is a genuinely huge feature-length documentary that I'm trying to do here. It's it's going pretty well.
What's it about? You got me all excited here. Can we get a hint?
The topic. I'll just tell you.
All right.
Yeah, this is fine. The topic is Six Flags, New Orleans. The film will be called Closed for Storm. Yeah.
The storm being Katrina?
The storm being Katrina. The film is the name is actually from the sign, which is outside the theme park today, that still says Closed for Storm. Wow. It's a really fascinating place. So we're taking, Abandoned as it would be from a linear storyline from beginning to end, but we're also adding exploration to it. And we're talking to people who built the park, to people who ran the park, managed it, went to it, worked in it, and to the people who want to redevelop it after it was destroyed by Katrina. Of course, Katrina came through in 2005. The park was only a couple years old. It started out as Jazzland, then went to Six Flags, and it was flooded, so Six Flags abandoned it. And ever since 2005, it's just been sitting there rotting away in the Louisiana sun. So
wow.
It's a fascinating story. It's really cool. And yeah, I'm super excited for it.
How did that come about? I mean, was that somebody approached you and said, "Hey, we got this really good idea," or is it you came across so much information that you're like, "Man, we gotta. This is more than just one episode." Like, I'm super curious.
A gentleman who lives in New Orleans reached out to me. This all started a year and a half ago. He reached out to me via email. He said he knew someone who we actually ended up interviewing for the film. He knew someone who is trying to redevelop the park, and she might be able to get me in to do an exploration video of it on. So I said, okay, well, that's great. Give me the details. We'll start talking. His name's Charlie. And we became closer, and things didn't pan out the way we wanted it to. Of course, as these things usually do. But that got me thinking, like, man, I could really, if I got the access to a park like this, I can really take this and make it something very cinematic and very, not different, but very, very similar yet different in terms of taking what I already have and then, sort of making it a lot better in the sense. And I came up with the idea of, the name. I was like, Close for Storm. That's such a cool name for the documentary. We should make a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
And, so that began our long crusade of trying to find how to get access to this abandoned theme park. And eventually, in early 2019, we signed permits with the city, paid a lot of money to just get into this park. We had to pay security and all this nonsense. But it was, I was committed at that point. I'm like, all right, we're going to do this. We have to do it. Let's just do it. So we filmed inside the park for 3 days. We got all the footage we needed. And that was that. We were moving full forward on this huge project, and ever since it's been pretty crazy. We're finally finished shooting everything. We got all the B-roll, all the interviews, all the park footage, and now we're just editing it. And it's been so far so good. It's been it's drawing a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, but it's very much out of my wheelhouse of what I'm normally used to. But it's been really, really cool. Otherwise, it's I'm super excited for everyone to see it. It's yeah.
Where will we be able to find it? Is it going to be on YouTube, or is it going to be like on Amazon or Prime or movie theaters? Like,
well, the thing with this is, again, I don't have much experience with higher production stuff. I've just done YouTube all my life, and I'm self-funding this thing, so it's no company or whatever taking the distribution to it. So my goal would be to have it premiere at the New Orleans Film Festival, which I think would be very fitting for the film's topic.
Yeah,
and that would be October. So probably a premiere of the entire film would begin in fall. And the goal would be to have it on Netflix. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that would even happen, but a man can dream, hopefully.
Jake,
if not,
according to
Amazon
Rick and Morty,
Prime.
Netflix takes everything, so you're good to go, man.
Believe me, Netflix, after starting this whole thing, after looking at what Netflix their stipulations are for things, I'm not.
Oh no.
Well, we'll see. But Amazon Prime would be a great alternative, and then of course at some point I would like to do some sort of maybe $5.99 to see it on Vimeo Pro or whatever. We'll definitely find some way. I'm sure at some point way down the road I'll have it on YouTube, but I think with a lot of documentaries, especially independent documentaries, it's kind of hard to find a way to watch them. So my goal for distribution is definitely to try and make it as easy as possible for whoever wants to watch it, just to watch it, you know?
And to my audience out there, listen, Jake is no joke. If you haven't checked out any of his things on YouTube, the Abandoned series, the Bright Sun Films channel, you're missing out because it's fantastic. It's not just, some jackass in his basement making YouTube videos. Dude puts in the work. So Jake, let me ask you if I may, and you can tell me to go to hell. But 2 questions, they kind of follow each other. Number 1 is, how old are you? And number 2 is this now your full-time job?
Go to hell. No, I'm kidding. Full-time job. Yes, definitely my full-time job. It's been my full-time job since 2016, I think. Wow. Yeah, about that. So awesome. It's been a while. It's
nice.
Yeah, I've been going strong on this for a while, and I am currently 21. 21,
and this is your full-time job. You're making abandoned videos and documentaries at 21. Jake, that's amazing.
Yeah. The math it's kind of unorthodox, but it's definitely a really cool job to have.
See, I'm 39 and I do a shitty podcast in my basement.
Oh, come on. Shitty.
So this is great. I know, Jake, I don't even know you. I feel like we're best friends now, but man, I am so proud of you because that's at your age. At your age, young men are still finding themselves. Men in their 20s are usually stupid and very much of the asshole nature. And, you don't necessarily find yourself until you're 28, 29, 32. So for you to be making this great content for 5 years now, you're 21, you've been doing this for 5 years, is phenomenal and absolutely fantastic. And
well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm a big fan. And that's at such a young age, it's even more impressive because, God damn, Ray, I'm blown away.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just going to call bullshit. I mean, even if you show me your driver's license right now, I'm still not going to believe it. It's Photoshop.
I have the soul of a 50-year-old. So at that point, it makes sense. I'm a very old man, believe me.
Yeah. Even if your mom somehow joins the podcast right now and can verify your age, I will still call bullshit. There's no way. Which,
Ray,
if you may, let's just go theoretical. Let's just say you're 21. Sky's the limit, man. Yeah, you're for 21, crushing it, man.
Thank you very much.
This stuff's amazing.
I appreciate
fantastic.
That.
Ray, very technically, I'm old enough to be his father. I mean, this, Ray, I used to do a goddamn podcast several years ago when I was a young man. It was a famous, big time podcast. And then I famously quit that. And now I'm old and everybody I interview is much younger than I am. So my God, you blew me away, Jake. So
yeah, that's
Jake,
amazing.
As we wind down here, I feel like I do have to ask you, do you have a favorite video that you've done that you're maybe not the one you're most proud of? Maybe it's the same one. I don't know. But do you have just a favorite topic that you covered or favorite one you published or whatever?
All right. Are we talking about just abandoned episodes or just
anything
across the board?
Across the board. Anything you've done.
Man, have you seen the video of the abandoned beach resort?
You have to give me a little more specifics because they all kind of, I've seen them all, but
very true. There's a video that I did.
Is it the Colony?
Yes, the Colony.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not the abandoned episode. It's the actual exploration, the first one I ever did. That place was so incredible just to be walking around in there. I mean, I will never forget that place just because it felt so surreal. It felt just unbelievable place. And the video that I created from that, I think was I'm very proud of it. And I'm very, I don't know. I watch it back and I'm like, wow, this is a great video. I love this thing. And it's like, oh, wow, I can't believe I made this. It's it's a
God
really,
damn, I'm good.
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't feel like I made it. I was like, man, this is just a cool video.
Do you sometimes you're just, on YouTube, just looking up stuff hey, how to make the best spaghetti. And then all of a sudden your video pops up and you're like, it's like walking by a mirror and you're like, damn, I look good. That kind of thing.
Well, usually the older videos are the ones that have the higher views just because of their age and some of the topics, like you said, the Nickelodeon Studios video. So whenever I come across that, just unplug my computer. Actually, it's a nightmare to see that. Actually, it's a mirror. Whenever I look at that mirror, the mirror actually just shatters. It's an awful video, and I hope to never see it again. But when I do see my good videos, it's like, yeah, okay, that's nice. Well done, me.
This video here, I've got your channel up in front of me, so I can reference things. But there's a video titled "The Change" from 3 years ago. Is that a picture of you on the front there?
The Change.
Yeah, when you change, Bright Sun Gaming is changing. Then you had abandoned.
That's
Universal
older
Studios
than
for
3
Startups.
years.
It says 3 years ago, my man.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
What?
That's what it says, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Holy crap.
Timestamps don't lie.
What the hell, man? That was 3 years ago? That feels like a... Jesus Christ.
But that's you.
I can't
So
believe
you're
that.
a handsome young man. You got the whole world ahead of you, my man. God,
I don't know
us.
about that.
Come on.
I don't know about that.
This is you got a lot going on, buddy. I am very proud of you. I feel like I had a hand in this, and I didn't. But
Thank
I
you,
feel like
Dad. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guy that's old enough to be my dad. Both of them. We're both
thank
old
you
enough to
to
be.
weird stranger from Connecticut who's been bothering me for 4 weeks to come on my show. Yeah.
Can we adopt you?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So, Ray, before I start winding everything down here, do you have anything else you want to ask Jake? Because you've been
I'll leave it. Oh, this is Let's wrap this up so I can get to YouTube.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Here's the one thing I want to just add this because I feel like, and now I haven't watched all 50 episodes of Abandoned or anything like that, but are you familiar with the Hardcore History podcast by Dan Carlin?
Hardcore
History?
It sounds. I'm not a huge podcast person to begin with. I only listen to like 3, but it does sound familiar.
Now.
Why?
Yeah. Well, so he's man, that guy does deep dives into history.
Oh, really?
It's a fantastic. It's stuff from Genghis Khan to World War I, II, just everything.
Nice.
Anyway. He gets very detailed, and you kind of remind me a little bit of that. Obviously, your videos are a lot shorter. His podcast can be multi-part, 3-hour episodes. I mean, it gets insane on some of those. But if you have a chance, check that out because it might actually you might enjoy that just based on how your stuff is presented. But
so
anyway,
it's just random topics, though. He sort of goes random. I mean, it's all history, but the comparison I'm seeing is you're obviously on YouTube. He does a podcast. Yeah.
But it's, his is like, pretty deep history. Whereas yours is more, I guess the modern footnotes, as in almost. I could technically go and visit a lot of these places if I wanted. True. Whereas he's doing a little bit of, you can't really visit World War I, but anyway, yeah, it's fascinating. Anyway, if you have a chance to check it out. But yeah, he is a fantastic podcaster. But to
why are you plugging somebody else's podcast? What are you doing, Ray?
Come on, I like it.
But to compare the two of you is a real nice compliment. I would say that the vibes of what you're doing remind me of that, and he does a good job too. So there you go.
I've got to say. Cool. Jake, when you're doing you're putting your videos together and you're playing like old commercials, like the Radio Shack commercials or the old Sears commercials, I'm old enough to remember a lot of those commercials. God damn it.
Flashback.
Here I am.
Hey, I wish I was. I wish I could live in like 1989 television. That'd be awesome.
You know what you got to do is you hop on the YouTube and you can watch 80s and 90s commercials. This is a thing I discovered.
Oh, I do it all the time.
It's amazing. And I'm like, oh, Jesus,
I love it.
I remember watching these when I was a child. Man. So you got the documentary coming up this year and, I can't wait. I'm super excited already. And thank you for telling us about it. And again, this won't release until after you make your announcement. So I promise.
That's okay either way.
Okay, good. But what is your next Abandoned video going to be? Do you have one yet?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm like I'm so behind on everything. I have to go to Los Angeles next week. It's a nightmare for me right now.
Oh yeah.
I have
it's a nightmare.
No time for normal videos. Listen, I'm so busy with everything. I wish I could just tell some editor to just do everything. I'm like, oh my God. No, I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Probably I got to do a Toys R Us video because they're back somehow. I got to look into that.
Really?
That'd be a good update video. I don't know. You tell me what should be the next Abandoned episode?
Oh man, I don't pay enough attention to things that don't exist anymore. If I think of something, I'll let you know, but then it'll be annoying because I'll just be like DMing you out of nowhere, be like, hey, Jake, you should totally do this.
I'm always welcoming new Abandoned suggestions.
Oh, good. Okay. So you know what I like doing is, I like to watch like movies from the 80s, like Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters from, what was it, Ray? 84, 85? Maybe 86.
Yeah, that was 84, 85. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And pointing out to things in those films that don't exist anymore. Like phones with cords on them, things like that.
Phone booths.
I don't know where that came from. That has nothing to do with the Abandoned series. Anyways, I'm trying to turn this back around. Yeah. Jake, I really appreciate you coming on. Please take this time to plug everything you have because I want to point my audience in the right direction to check you out.
Well, it's basically simple. If you wanna come join the Bright Sun family, gosh, I don't know. If you want to watch my stuff, just go to Bright Sun Films, just across the board, anywhere. And of course, the documentary will be called Closed for Storm. So that'll be coming out this fall. Stay tuned.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And even though I'm a creepy old guy, again, if you're ever in the Northeast, hit me up. I'll travel.
Yes.
I'll hold a camera. I'll do whatever you need. I want to explore.
We can go find an Ames.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we used to have Bradley's out here. I used to work at a Bradley's.
Bradley's too.
Yeah.
Oh, you used to work at Bradley's? Seriously?
Yeah, it was my first job. The year you were born, I was working at Bradley. Were you born 98?
Yeah, 98, yeah.
98, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was working at Bradley's.
So you were at the end of Bradley's then?
Yeah, when they first declared bankruptcy, I was working for them.
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah. And they were all excited to announce that, hey, we have a new restructuring going on and we're going to be moving forward. And and then I stopped showing up because I didn't want to work there anymore. So.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and then Rem and I, because we're so old, we quit those jobs so we could invent the internet. And that's why we're here. This is how we got here.
Oh man, Jake, this has been a pleasure. If you have time in a couple months and you want to come back after your next Abandoned video, whatever, I would love to have you back. And
sure.
Hey, I'll just be forward about it. If you need anything, if you need an old man, just hit me up. Let me know, and I'll be there for you, buddy.
Will do.
What do you like better? You like Canada, United States of America better?
Careful.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I could live in the United States. There's just Canada is a clean, pristine place. And then when you go to the States, there's a lot of things I love about the States, but I think I only love them because I can go back to Canada at the end of it.
Well, how much of your time do you split? Like, is it like 60-40, like 80-20? Like, what's the split?
Well, my girlfriend is moving to Canada at this point, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be spending as much time in the United States as I have been, but I definitely make my trips there pretty often, and I gotta keep filming things in the States, so I gotta keep going back. So, yeah, it's about a 30% of my time is probably in the States. Yeah. In the coming year, about that.
Jake, last week on our episode, I famously talked a lot of shit about Canada. I've been to Montreal a couple times.
Wait, why? What do you have against Canada?
Well, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm
blaming you.
Yeah. I've only ever been to Montreal, right? I love Montreal, but the last time I was in Montreal was the year you were born. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Canada has changed since the 90s.
I was in Toronto in 99. So I was in Toronto when you were 1 year old.
God.
Wow. This is crazy.
Toronto must look very different now.
Yeah, I was all over Yonge Street.
If you had to describe, if you had to describe Canadian food, what would Canadian food be?
Canadian food is just American food.
Right? Exactly. I told you, Ray.
We just have less variety.
That's what I said. That's what I said. When I went to the restaurant in Toronto and said, give me a American or give me a Canadian
What the
meal,
hell are you expecting?
they said, here's a burger and fries. There's a cheeseburger. Like, what do you?
We have poutine and thicker
poutine's
bacon. That's it.
Wow. And it's not even bacon,
Yeah.
it's ham.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It's just ham.
You're like we put maple on our bacon. It makes it Canadian.
You guys need to come to Toronto. It's been if the last time you've been here is the 90s, then you got to see the city now. It's quite different.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Jake, when we are able to make this our full-time job, patreon.com/RichDickman, we certainly will come to Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah, if we get one of our episodes to have 5 million downloads, then we'll make the trip out there.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Look at this guy. All right,
We're
Jake,
at 4.9, so we're almost there.
Almost there, buddy. 4.9 people. It's
almost.
4.9, like just 0.9 of a person.
Yeah. So close.
Yeah, not
Please.
millions, people.
Yeah. Jake, you've been fantastic. I would love to have you back sometime. Good luck. So much good luck with your documentary. And I'm looking forward to what you're doing. I can't wait to tell my son tomorrow morning that I talked to you for this long. Again, big fans, and I appreciate you giving us your time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Hey, you know how to DM me when you need when you're coming down to visit. I'll be
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you guys.
Goddamn, Ray.
We have the best podcast.
We really, I mean, what other podcast in the world goes from Elisa May and Isaac Jackson to Jessica Lust and Sarah Starr to Jake Williams of Bright Sun Films? I mean, come on. Get the hell out of here with your bullshit, right? Get the hell out of here. God, he's 21.
Hold on, let me do a
Ray.
quick Google search. Oh, no other podcast.
0.
That's the answer. No other podcast.
Listen, hey, we've got Randy and Svensson in the chat room tonight. Svensson is here because I haven't restricted access yet, but man, patreon.com/RichDickman. Ray, we released some bonus content this week for the first time. It is last week in our marathon recording session, I thought we were being stood up by Sarah Starr. And Sarah, if you're listening, I apologize. And there's 13 minutes of me yelling at Ray why we got stood up. So, patreon.com/RichDickman. Go ahead and subscribe. That one is free to all patrons. Yeah. So
if she wants to hear the shit that we talk, she's got to subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah. She's got to pay at least $1, but we got $1, $5 and $10 level. I would like to say hello to, new patrons, Freddie Rush. Thank you, Freddie, for your patronage. And of course to our buddy Randy, who is back. And, Randy, we owe him a shirt, Ray. He's at the $10 level. So we're going to get him a custom Rich Dickman shirt. Randy gets to choose the topic of a bonus episode, and Randy will be a guest on the show after the 1st of February when his payment goes through. So there you go.
And the best part is that Randy apparently doesn't like me. So joke's on him. I'm going to get him an extra small shirt. Suck it.
Yeah. Randy, you got to take a picture. But yeah, we got Randy and Svensson in the chat room tonight. This is great. Where do we want to go next, Ray? Because goddamn Ray, I love Jake. That was so much fun.
That was great.
And I mean it when I say like I'm a genuine fan of his, and it's no joke when I say my son and I were sitting on the couch watching most of his videos together. Goddamn.
Oh no, he is fantastic. So I've only had a chance to watch a couple of episodes just because I only recently learned about the channel, but holy smokes. I mean, it's riveting. I like history just in general, but seeing that it's kind of recent history and stuff that kind of pertains to now is fascinating.
Yeah. And all the brands that like Radio Shack, man, and Sears and it's fascinating.
Incredible
to go down there. A couple things. So last week we had a great show. We're on a string here. We're on a string of really good shows, Ray. The 80s have just been fantastic to us, but we had, Spaghetti and Dave and Matt at some point, and then Isaac and Elisa, and Elisa is a good fan of ours now. And Jessica and Sarah from our adult film stars from last week. So it's been wild. It's been a good couple weeks here. And, thank you all for coming along for the ride. Hopefully we can keep your attention going forward because, I don't know what we're going to do next week, but that's all right. This is supposed to be a short show tonight and it's not going to be. So next week is probably going to be the short one.
4 hours.
Ray, yeah. I got to complain about something real quick, Ray, before we get into all the stuff is that,
okay. I can bring it back up after that.
Yeah, that's fine.
If it goes down.
If it goes down. But, Ray, do you have Dunkin' Donuts out there in California?
We don't. We have Dutch Brothers. And Starbucks. Everyone has Starbucks.
All right. We have the East Coast and all the way into the Midwest. Hey, Randy and Svensson, let me know if you've got Dunkin' Donuts out. I think they're both in Ohio, actually. That's crazy. I think that Randy and Svensson are both in Ohio. But Dunkin' Donuts, they've got really shitty latte flavors at the moment, Ray.
During like what? Pumpkin spice?
No. During the holidays, they had some good stuff. They had the pumpkin spice, right? They had the gingerbread, toasted gingerbread, caramel craze, all this great stuff.
Yeah.
But now they have Girl Scout cookie flavors, like coconut caramel. Like what the hell is coconut caramel? I had to get one for somebody today and it smelled awful because coconut is gross. Why would you want coconut in your coffee? I had to get a French vanilla latte. No, I did not because it's gross. Coconut's disgusting. I got a French vanilla latte.
Smell bad. I don't know.
Why would I taste it if it smelled bad, Ray?
I don't know how smell relates to taste.
Learn how to smell. Learn how to smell.
Yeah.
So I just want to complain about Dunkin's shitty latte flavors. And if any representatives from Dunkin' Donuts or any of our listeners want to tweet them, they need to get their latte game up to snuff because Starbucks, and I'm not a fan of Starbucks because, they're very expensive and I think it's overpriced, but I cannot turn down a Starbucks latte. If I'm getting a caramel crunch or a toasted white mocha or, whatever. I had a caramel brulee one time. It was fucking delicious. It was just amazing. But Dunkin's got to get their stuff together. They got to get their shit together.
So what we have here is, I'll run you by what we have over here, which is the one that's taken off. Obviously Starbucks everywhere. I think we have some Dunkin' Donuts over here, but there's no major presence. Is Dutch Brothers, which is essentially whatever coffee you want. Just they say coffee and then they go major sugar flavor add. So they do a lot of like ice drinks. It is California, so it's generally warm. But it's like they have like a Red Bull knockoff and all they do is just add flavors to it. It's just energy drinks and coffee mixed together and flavors. Oh, like if you just get a coffee, they're like, oh, you want like regular coffee? Like we don't do that. We only do like Dutch chocolate or something. Like it's just crazy, insane flavors. So it's not even coffee, but they terrible. Advertise as being coffee, but there's literally 1% coffee at most in all these drinks. It's just other stuff. And it's disgusting. I'm like, what?
Can you do me a favor? Right? Can you take a picture of a Dutch Brothers and send it to me? Cause I'm curious what they look like.
Yeah, so their buildings are blue and white.
No, I want you to take a picture. I don't want you to describe it.
And they have a windmill on them.
God,
they're fucking stupid.
God damn it,
I want to burn them down. I'll send you a picture of one that I burned down.
Really quick, I just want to say that podcasting prepared me to be awesome at life. I had to give a presentation today, and because of my experience in podcasting, I'm really good at this stuff. Like I'm really good. The people who are with me are like, hey, Rem, they need to have you go last because you make everybody else look bad. It's not, I don't do it on purpose. I'm just really good at talking and giving presentations and making people interested in what I have to say. Maybe not in this podcast so much, but definitely in real life. All right. You got anything you need to get off your chest? Because what?
Yeah, we post in the live show chat. There's a
oh, there it is. There's Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool looking building.
What do you think? Yeah, they fucking suck. Fuck them. I hate them so much.
Did Svensson just join our patron?
Did he just?
I think I would like to welcome Svensson as our new patron. Oh, this is fantastic, Svensson. We will get you all hooked up and ready to go.
Add you to the bumper, Svensson.
Yeah. So we do have some things to play here. God damn it.
We're so high tech. Dude, we literally, like he joined mid show and we're giving him a shout out.
This is fantastic. Okay. So let's take a little pause here because we got to get Ray some love here. Oh, this is going to be 48 seconds of the new intro Ray made for our patron bonus Patreon. This is the intro to our Patreon bonus episodes. This will be going forward. Okay, so it's the old intro. Oh man, does it kick right into my lady?
You're listening to the Rich Dickman Show with your hosts, sexy as fuck Ray,
Ray
and Rem.
What?
Stay hard, boys.
Wait.
You can't let me edit the stuff or I'm going to make it sound cooler for me.
That's not how that's supposed to go. It was supposed to be sexy as fuck Ren. Ray, you're an asshole. You are fired.
And now it's time to thank our fucking Patreons. Oh shit, we need to take two. Thanks, Freddie, Maddie, and fuck. What the fuck's his name? Randy. Enjoy your bonus content at patreon.com/richdickmanshow.
One take.
And Svensson. Oh my God, look at you. All right.
And now Svensson.
Let me pull this one up because you were very excited about this.
I got some fucking banana bread at work today, dude.
Oh, so funny,
Hell
dude.
yeah. My mom told me if I wait for things, like, good things will happen to me, dude. And fucking I waited for some things and I got some banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah. So it just goes to show
Patience
that
is a
waiting for
virtue.
things is like worth it. But there's a lot of bad things in this world, dude. Like fucking skunks, dude. Hell no. Scratching your eye, but it's still fucking itchy, dude. Hell no. The fucking Cubs, dude. Hell no. Like getting paid, not a lot of money, dude, for fucking working. Hell no. But banana bread at fucking work, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Banana bread, bro. At hell fucking work, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah. Banana bread. Jesus Christ.
You just gotta be able to break it down to the banana bread. Just refocus on the banana bread.
Yeah. Is that double? That was good. Thank you for bringing that in. I enjoyed that.
It's just
Ladies
worth
and
watching.
gentlemen, it is now time to introduce this week's finalists for Dick of the Week. And here's our first nominee.
Hey guys, Randy here with another Dick of the Week nomination. And Rem, I'm going to have to respectfully ask that you let this one play all the way through because I need Ray to hear every word. Ray, I always knew you were cocky, but I didn't think you were reckless. You're lucky enough to have a super fast internet connection, a nice luxury car. Hell, you've even managed to find affordable housing in California. Ray, you're blessed with a beautiful family and, according to Rem, a hot-ass wife. But most importantly, you get to co-host the Rich Dickman Show. And Ray, I'm here right now to say you take all of that for granted. Just like you took me for granted, Ray. You use my work as your Twitter profile picture, but you're too what? Busy? To respond to me in a timely manner? It took you 36 hours, Ray, 36 for you to reply to my Merry Christmas DM. But let's set that personal affront aside and be objective and fair for a moment, unlike you as a Dick of the Week judge. For 3 episodes, you clearly mailed it in while Rim's new co-host, various guests, worked overtime. Ray, you got reckless. You started off with such fire in your eyes, you were never going to be Huel, but you had something. You were making bumpers and promising to update the website, but you stopped. Then last week you did some ray tracing of your own. You insulted Best Buy employees, of whom I'm affiliated with. You insinuated that New Zealand and burning Australia are the same place, tearing down others in order to build yourself up, just so you can continue to be Rim's complacent bottom bitch.
Oh.
Now, you know, maybe it's that you had a baby and you're tired. But I think it's that you're afraid. You fear that in reality you don't deserve the life you have. I think that fear, that weight, gave way to apathy. And that apathy to recklessness? Well, I'm here to change that. I'd like to remind you that you've only got 11 episodes left on your contract. 11 episodes to impress Rich Dickman, the businessman. You have 11 episodes to either step up or step back. And I, for one, hope you get your shit together, Ray. You're a good dude. But the Rich Dickman Show comes first. And if past behavior is our future predictor, I think you'll find that you belonged on the unemployment line, bud, and listening to podcasts. Now I'd throw my hat in the ring to replace you, but I know Rich Dickman can't afford my weekly rate, therefore I would like to challenge every Dickman head with some talent to come at you, Ray, and come at you all reckless.
Oh, God.
And that's why this week I hereby nominate Ray as Dick of the Week.
Ray, you've been nominated as Dick of the Week. Oh, my God. This is the first time this has ever happened. You've never been nominated as Dick of the Week before by Randy, who thinks you've become complacent in this. What do you have to say to that, buddy?
Probably many things. One being, you're bringing up, you're shooting from many angles here. You're saying Dick of the Week, but this is like an ongoing thing, as if like, it's some, I don't know, from the first episode type. What? Yeah.
Let me, here. This is professional wrestling, Ray. Okay, let me take over here. Let me tell you something, Randy. Okay, Ray's been here every week since week number 54. Okay, he's showed up and he's put the work in. It may not seem like it because I give him a hard time, but he puts the work in every week. And you know what? He's never called out sick. He's never once called out sick. He's shown up every single week and he's been on time. And he said, "Hey, Rem, I'm here. I'm ready to go." It's been me, Randy, who's been late. A few times. Not too much, but a few, okay? So Ray puts the work in, okay? Ray handles a lot of the bumpers in the background. You don't know this. You don't know that, okay? That episode we had with Dave, episode 84, where we fucked with him the entire episode, that was Ray. Ray did all that. It was my idea. Obviously, it was my idea. But Ray put the work in, okay? Randy, all right? Ray's putting the work in all the time. Ray did that shit just now. You just heard it. When he did the little magic with Lisa May's voice. That should have been sexy as fuck Rem. But he made it sexy as fuck Ray. Okay? I don't necessarily agree with that, but he did the work. All right? Randy, you're coming out here, you're fighting a battle, man, that I don't know that you're ready for, bro. I don't know that you're ready for this, man. All right? Because Ray has, what are we now, Ray? 54 to 90? You have, 62 episodes under your belt already. You're a professional at this shit, man. And Randy, you need to watch out, bro. You need to watch out. Ray is my number one. I will fight for him until I cannot fight no more. The blood, sweat, and the tears coming from the forehead of the God-given beautiful face that I have will fight for him. I cannot abide by my man being talked down to like that. Therefore, I am disqualifying your entry for Dick of the Week. Ray is definitely not the Dick of the Week. Boom.
That works. Man, I'm at kind of at a loss for words here. There's
it's fine.
Too many.
Let's go to Hot German News Babe entry. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
That. Yeah, there you go.
This is
perfect.
Ray, this is a world you're not prepared for, okay? Because you don't watch enough professional wrestling. Randy and I do. Randy knows. I just cut one hell of a promo on his ass. All right. I guess we'll probably hear back from him next week. Hey, Svensson, while you're in the chat room, bro, we need to know what's up. It's been a couple weeks. You boys, we need to know what's up.
Yeah, we could definitely.
Oh my God, you guys!
We could all use more
Sometimes
Svensson.
These dicks of the week just kind of write themselves, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say what I'm going to say for this story. But here we go. And if this doesn't win, I'm not talking to you guys anymore. So there. Okay. Headline: Pigeon wearing tiny sombrero discovered in Reno. So the AP reports a pigeon wearing
a tiny sombrero.
Right. Yeah. So Reno is only like 100 miles from me. Like I can go to Reno. Yeah. We do a lot of work in Reno. Like it's not that far away. And let me tell you, I've been to Reno many times. Reno probably has dozens of tiny pigeons with sombreros, tiny sombreros.
Okay.
Like, this is not out of the question. Yeah.
Let's let HCNB go.
Par for the course. Yeah.
A tiny sombrero in Reno was discovered following sightings of its cowboy hat-wearing cousins in Vegas, a city manager said. The city manager tweeted about the bird Wednesday saying, "It's quirky and fun, but still inhumane." It's the first known sighting of hat-wearing birds in the region. Really? In this region? So are there sightings of hat-wearing birds elsewhere? So many questions, and this is according to the Washoe County Regional Animal Services. The sighting comes after a pigeon in Vegas with a mini cowboy hat glued to its head died earlier this week. People who see the bird... People who see the bird are encouraged to call Animal Service Dispatch officers. It makes it sound like the bird is a fugitive or something. It is unclear who put the hat on the bird. Newbie said, Reno cares about our animals. They need protection, and they don't need to become a punchline. Well, no shit, lady. I don't know what to say. This is out of AP. It's seemingly legit, and I am ready to just quit the internet. Have a great show, and talk to you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Let me ask you then. Can you clarify who you think is the biggest dick in that story?
It's definitely the people putting hats on animals, brother. Like who's grabbing fucking pigeons and gluing sombreros to their heads?
Do you think it affects their flight? Like they're like wobbly, like a drunk person walks, like they're flying, but they look drunk while they're flying.
Birds are the original precision flight instrument, man. They're made so perfect to fly. If you add any little bit or take away any little bit, it's gonna all be all messed up. So yeah, putting a sombrero on a pigeon or a cowboy hat on a pigeon, like that's just gonna mess it up. They probably can't even fly. She even said one of them died. I mean, come on. The dick of the week here is the people who are screwing with these birds, man. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though.
I mean, it's hilarious. Funny. Yeah, it is hilarious.
It is hilarious. Like, you don't have to abuse animals. I mean, come on. The bird can't take it off. It's funny, but yeah, that's messed up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Right. Okay. So we've got, oh shit, I'm going to nominate Randy for Dick of the Week, by the way. Yeah. So we got Ray nominated for Dick of the Week. We've got Randy nominated for Dick of the Week, by me. And we've got, the people who are putting, sombreros and cowboy hats on pigeons in Reno. Let's see here.
I'm literally gonna find an excuse to go to Reno now. I'm gonna be like, I need to do a job walk. I need to like go check out this work we're gonna do. Maybe potentially. Gotta go to Reno.
Are you coming out to Connecticut in March? Is that still a thing?
I don't know the month exactly. Let me get back to you on that. Let me figure out.
Okay, because I'm gonna be in Oklahoma for 2 weeks in March, and ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the Rich Dickman Show, if you're anywhere near the Oklahoma area between the days of March 16th and March 27th, hit me up. Let me know because I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in Norman, Oklahoma with nothing to do. I would love somebody to drive me around as I won't have a car and show me things. Perhaps we can go to the Pioneer Woman's Ranch, Reed Drummond's Ranch. We can go out there, or we can go to I don't know. I don't know what's in Oklahoma. A cool barbecue place. A prairie, a buffalo farm. Like, I don't know what's out there. So if anybody's in Oklahoma and wants to hit me up, DM me at Rem Dickman. Let me know what's going on. Let's see here. We got one more story here. And Ray always likes it when I get drunk and read. So this is from the news, Yahoo News. Oh God, look at that woman's picture. Holy shit. From Pineville, Kentucky, out of the AP, a woman tried to pass off dog urine as her own during a drug test, say police. A Kentucky woman gave her probation officer a dog urine sample during a drug screening, police said. Julie Miller, 40, of RJ, was arrested Monday on a charge of tampering with physical evidence, the Pineville Police Department said in a release on its Facebook page. She was also charged with a parole violation and trafficking in a controlled substance. Miller admitted she tried to use the dog urine as her own sample given to officers at the Bell County Probation and Parole Office during a regular probation visit, the statement said. Miller pleaded guilty in Bell County Circuit Court in November to a charge of first-degree possession of a controlled substance. It doesn't tell me what the controlled substance is. God damn it. The Dick of the Week is now this article. But a woman...
What kind of reporting is this?
Yeah, she tried to pass off dog urine as her own. I mean, come on. That's just stupid. Like, that's just That's just stupid. Oh, Randy's been to Pineville. Okay. Ray, let's get your thoughts. We got you nominated for Dick of the Week. I nominated Randy for Dick of the Week. We got Hot Drummer News Babes submission of the people putting sombreros and cowboy hats on pigeons in Reno, and we have a woman who used dog urine in a sample test. Where are you leaning, buddy?
I think we should go with Randy. I think it's pretty obvious. Now let me just say this: Hot Drummer News Babe submitted an amazing article there. That one, under normal circumstances, takes the cake, but because of special circumstances this week, she's getting trumped here.
Okay. All right. I respect your thoughts, Ray. I do. You are my co-host, and essentially, Ray, you are my best friend. So I do respect what you're saying, okay?
After much deliberation, the incredibly handsome expert judges have come to the consensus that this week's Dick of the Week award goes to
the people putting hats on pigeons in Reno, because I don't want to lose Hot Drummer News Babe as a contributor and a listener. She put that ultimatum out there.
That's why I gave her the shout out. Yeah, she might understand. she might be understanding of this special circumstances.
Because if this story is real, like if somebody is taking the time to capture pigeons and put glue sombrero hats and cowboy hats onto them,
that's elaborate.
That's elaborate. That's psychopath level.
Is.
Like that's like if you ever watched The Shield in that one season where the female police officer, Danny, I think was her name, like she was kind of into her neighbor, but then discovered he was, he was paying kids for dead animals and burying them in his yard, and he was all that's that level of psychopath. So yeah, HDNB, you're going to win this week. Not you for being Dick of the Week, but the people you submitted. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Wait, she's not a sir.
Yeah, that works.
She's a lady.
We don't know she is, but that's the most, the highest form of flattery, maybe saying sir. I don't know. I don't know.
No, she wouldn't appreciate that. Hey, listen, this is what you're missing. If you're not on our Patreon, you're missing great content like this. You'll text me tomorrow and you'll be like, oh, great show, Rem, great show. And I'm like, yeah, asshole. And I got a 2-hour fucking podcast I have to edit. And it's going to take me forever. Like, this isn't going to get out on time because I have the shit we did prior, and I have to edit through the interview we did with the wonderful, beautiful Jessica Lust. And now I got to listen to myself yell that we got stood up by Sarah Starr.
This was so amazing.
Ray, I blame you for most of this.
Yeah.
Because if you were in charge of booking the guests, okay, you would understand what it's like to be me right now. Okay. You don't know how hard I'm working for this, Ray. Swiney
I do know
was
how
nice
hard.
enough to tweet out, hey,
retroactively,
Rem Dickman, you should interview these wonderful, lovely ladies for your show. And I started reaching out to all of them, and Jessica was into it, and anybody who liked the tweet, so that's the part of that's a 1 minute out of our bonus episode now on patreon.com/Rich Dickman.
And we got a lot more content coming. I mean, we've been hitting the planning committee. I mean, we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. It's fantastic. We are
one
super
thing we do have
excited
coming, ladies and gentlemen, to the Patreon is a remastered version. We have 2 liquor fueled episodes we were able to get our hands on. Okay. And if you remember these liquor fueled episodes, they come from, 2013, Ray. These are old. And, I'm going to remaster the audio because the audio's not that great. We had to rip them. We had to rip them off of a video site. And,
but they work.
We're going to do, they do work. And I think we're going to do pop-up video style where you and I will listen along and comment as we go. And we're going to do that. And any other, I discovered through the help of my good friend Lisa from Garbage and Gold how easy it is to post things to Patreon. And what kind of prevented me in the past was thinking that it was very difficult. It is not difficult. Within 20 minutes, I had bonus content and that little preview you heard published, between, the Patreon and on Twitter. So, it's super easy to do, and we're going to do more of it, especially if you guys like it. So you just tell us what you want to hear and we'll do it. Randy, my man, you get to pick a topic for our next bonus episode that Ray and I will do. Now, Svensson in the chat room, he's asking, are they pre or post episodes? I believe they both include. One of them has her for the whole episode, and one of them has her for like at the end of the episode. I believe, Ray. I haven't heard these. I haven't heard these yet.
They do. Shoot. I don't want to be completely wrong. At least one of them has her. Although
she's definitely in both of them.
Okay. We could do that thing that we laughed about and joked about a long time ago, which is I dub my voice over her voice.
That's a lot of work.
Because I could get in there and mute her, and then, but yeah, so we could do that. We could do something along those lines.
Yeah, we might just let them go, and then we can comment. We can comment after. I don't know.
Now, how do you feel about letting a certain level of patrons join the live and listen along?
Explain yourself. What do you mean?
As in, while the two of us are listening to that, commentating, because we were considering doing that.
Well,
what about having patrons join?
I mean, all of our patrons get access to the Discord, so if we're doing it over the Discord, they certainly would be allowed to listen. Now, if I think someone like Randy and Spencer, like our $5 and $10 levels, if they so desired to jump in and ask questions of the episode, I think I would let them. I think I would let that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All
I think that could be fun because I think that they could contribute a lot of questions because some of these guys have been around a long time and you know, they will have the history to contribute some very,
it's Thursday today.
Questions.
Maybe I'll hit you up this weekend and we can do like part 1 of the Mangria episode or the Michelada episode. Yeah. Randy says the nicest thing is he misses famous Rem, but he loves this one too. Thanks, buddy. I think I'm a better version of Rem now. I think I'm much more put together and mature. Yeah. If only we were like if only when we were young and like a 21-year-old, fucking 21 years old.
21-year-old. Like, what the fuck? Why was I so shitty at 21? Why couldn't I have been better? God damn it. Dude, so many regrets.
Man, what the fuck was I doing at 21? Oh, man. I wasn't doing shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing shit, man. I was working at a convalescent home.
Sir Zero. Yeah. Oh, dude, I was doing lines of coke off of strippers' backs. But if Mr. Porno Man at 21, if I could be Mr. Porno Man, that actually might be a nice career arc right there. That would be pretty amazing. That's what Randy in the live chat just said. That's Mr. Pornoman. That would be pretty. If I could be shooting porn at 21, where do you think I'd be right now? Could I be swiney? Could I be like? Do you think I'd be able to maybe be in the AVN Hall of Fame?
Let me tell you something. All right, Swiney,
13
I believe
years later,
just turned 50. All right, Swiney's the man. Okay.
Oh, he's like, good. Yeah. Oh,
and I don't even care that he's shooting content with these girls and they're fucking like, they're fucking him because they're on film and they can use it for their sites and stuff or they're getting paid. I don't even care about that. Is that they're still doing it. Okay. He's still fucking the girls. All right. He's still getting down and dirty and getting it in there and then getting it all over them. All right. So God bless his Swiney. And you know what? Here's the thing, Ray. Here's the thing. Who has complained about Swiney? Who? None. Nobody. Because he's awesome.
Let me do a
He's
quick
awesome to them.
search.
No, go ahead.
No one.
Go ahead.
No one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't find any.
Exactly.
No.
See, I go through life thinking like nobody wants to do anything. Nobody cares about, cause maybe I'm not the best looking dude. I'm a handsome man.
Ah, you're sexy as fuck, dude.
I'm not. Yeah. Well, apparently you are.
Goddamn credit.
Apparently you're the sexiest fuck one. Asshole. I'm a decent looking human being. I'm not nothing special. Okay. I mean, I have, a super large penis, but I don't swing that around every day. You don't see it. Okay. But Swiney's out here.
It accidentally bumps into things. I mean, right?
Google Swiney. All right. And you tell me, goddamn.
Okay, let me do it right now.
This guy gets all sorts.
Swiney.
Gets all sorts of women. No matter who it is, and they give it to him good. And he's having like the best sex of his life at 50 years old. God. So God bless you, Swiney. That's fucking awesome. We got to have him back. Cause you know what I want to ask Swiney, Ray?
He's awesome.
Yeah. He's the best. He's just the best. I love the guy. But I want to ask him what it's like to have to have male fans of him? I think I know what the answer will be. He was like, hey, fan's a fan, they're paying customers, whatever it is. But like something I noticed in a lot of the retweeting from the porn stars and everything is that, Swiney has fans of him, not fans of his content, but fans of him, like dudes who are fans of an older man, with a belly. If you know, all right.
Yeah.
Like the fans of that body type. And I want to know what that's like. And I want to know how to get those fans myself, because you know what? I want to feel good about myself, Ray. I want someone to compliment me. I don't care who it is. I just want someone to tell me, hey, goddamn, I want to lick your belly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, belly licking. Now we're getting to the end of the episode. This is getting good.
I hope Jake isn't still listening, because goddamn, it's just a creepy bunch of old guys. All right,
malicious.
Okay, let's start wrapping this one up, Ray. All right, Ray, plug your shit. Where do we find you?
What are you talking about? We got 3 more hours to go. You can find me on Twitter at Jules Winfeld. Twitch, again on Twitch every once in a while, twitch.tv/Jules Winfeld. What about you? Where do we find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Rem Dickman. That's right. That is my name, Rem Dickman. You can find me there on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. Find producer Ryan. Hey, producer Ryan, he just got himself an Eat the Rich t-shirt, but producer Ryan is at Ryan TRDS. You can follow my mom at Rem_Mama. I saw her today, and thankfully she didn't ask about any of the porn star interviews in front of my family. So I appreciate that. Mama Rem. And you can follow our buddy Randy at Sir Zero with an E, because he does help contribute to the show, as well as being our high level patron. And again, thank you to Svensson and Freddie Rush and Maddie. You guys are great. We're going to have a lot more bonus content coming to you soon. Patreon.com/Rich Dickman if you want to get in on the fun. There's another thing I wanted to plug. I'm trying to remember what it is now. Oh, that's right. RichDickman.com. For all your Rich Dickman needs, click the merch tab. My God, get yourself an Eat the Rich shirt. If you haven't yet, check out my Twitter. You'll see a picture of producer Ryan with a flame over his beautiful face wearing the Eat the Rich shirt. That thing is going off the shelves. It is flying into your hands. Come on. It's election season, right? And I'm sure a lot of you,
Eat the Rich.
Yeah. A lot of you want to go protest something and tell, the orange man he's bad. Well, go ahead. Do that. Protest capitalism by using capitalism and eat the goddamn rich. That's right. Because goddamn it. Goddamn.
I read an article the other day that said that Trump hates people who wear t-shirts that say "Eat the Rich."
Oh, shit.
I swear, this is absolutely true. Yes. So
listen,
if you're anti-Trump, I mean, what better way than to go buy this t-shirt?
You need 3 of those t-shirts. Absolutely. You need 3 of those t-shirts. Yeah.
And if you layer them, if you buy a medium, a large, and an extra large and layer them on top of each other, it just amplifies the power. And it goes straight to his brain. Yeah. And he literally, he'll concede the race. He'll concede the presidency to somebody else.
He'll be like, you know what? You're right.
Facts.
I should be impeached. That's right. Yeah. I quit.
And he'll say,
resign.
eat me.
Yeah, eat me.
If you want to get if you want to get a Trump, ribeye, all you gotta do is buy enough Eat the Rich shirts. Eventually, you'll be able to eat them. Maybe. Or something.
Maybe that's an episode title. I don't know yet. But yeah, if you do get a shirt, and we've got the, El Abogado in Memoriam t-shirts, and of course a slightly better mediocre t-shirt, leave us a review on Amazon, leave us a review on iTunes if you're listening, or whatever app you're listening to us with. Reviews are good. Tell your friends about the show, please. And, you know what? These episodes get published to YouTube, and I use lots of, suggestive, keywords. So our videos get lots of views.
Suggestive keyword. Oh my God. Like Trump sucks. Trump ribeye.
No,
just
sex.
Trump. If you just type in Trump,
porn.
I mean, Trump, Trump,
ass.
porn, sex. Yeah.
BBW.
Stepdaughter. Stepdaughter's probably one of those, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe that's one of those.
Did I thank Jessica and Sarah for coming on last week? Thank you, Jessica Lust and Sarah, for being awesome guests last week. Amazing. And, to Jake Williams of Bright Sun Films, thank you for coming on tonight. You guys, I'm not fantastic. Kidding. This is not drunk Rem talking. This is like real Rem. As I sip my bourbon. Jake does phenomenal content on YouTube. Some of the best you'll find. It's Bright Sun Films. Just search Bright Sun Films on YouTube and you'll come right to his channel. The Abandoned series is freaking phenomenal. So please check it out and support Jake. You can follow him on Twitter. I think it's Real Jake Williams on Twitter. And of course it's Bright Sun Films on Twitter as well. And, my God, what a great episode it's been, Ray. I had to rewrite it twice and it turned out great. So I appreciate you, buddy. Guys, thank you all for listening. Thank you to everybody. We love you all. Your support means a lot. Please tell a friend, and we will see you next week with an all-new episode, number 91, The Rich Dickon Show. Good night.
See ya. Every episode's best episode.
That was
every single one of them.
Yeah. Like, I didn't think it'd be good, but it ended up being great. I feel good about that.
No, so when we have guests that do stuff like YouTube content where it's scripted and I don't have any context for anything that they, you always, just kind of wonder how they'll, dude, holy smokes, that was amazing.
Jake was great.